In the heart of Ashridge Heights, a violent storm cuts through the night, but a more dangerous storm brews beneath the surface. When a quiet neighbor's life depends on a fragile internet connection, one woman's ruthless control threatens to silence him forever. What happens when the very man who built the network fights back? This is a story of power, betrayal, and justice in a community pushed to its breaking point. Stay tuned. The storm hit Ashridge Heights like a freight train, rain pounding against rooftops and wind tearing at the trees. Inside his modest home, Nathan Reyes sat calm but tense, his voice steady over the crackling emergency radio. As the founder and CEO of Clearstream, the state's largest independent internet service provider, he knew how critical communication was during disasters. Tonight, he was leading a live coordination call with first responders, directing rescue teams to families trapped by floodwaters and fallen debris. Then, suddenly, his screen went black. The call dropped mid-sentence. Nathan's heart sank as he tried to reconnect, his fingers flying over the keyboard. But the network was dead. Not just his, but the entire Ashridge Heights segment was cut off. Panic clawed its way up when he remembered Mr. Elijah Harmon, his elderly neighbor who depended on a ventilator connected through the same network. If the internet stayed down, Elijah's vital signs would stop transmitting to emergency services, putting his life in jeopardy. Nathan's phone buzzed with an unexpected message, a notification from the Ashridge Heights HOA. The internet had been disconnected due to unauthorized hardware violation. His brow furrowed. Who would do this during a crisis? The answer came quickly and bitterly clear. Dolores Kincaid, the HOA president, a woman with a reputation for rigid rules and merciless enforcement, had remotely severed his connection using an obscure loophole. When Nathan confronted her over the phone, her voice dripped with smug indifference. If people need Wi-Fi to breathe, maybe they don't belong here, Dee said coldly, laughing as if it were a joke. Nathan sat back, his jaw tight. Dee didn't realize she had just crossed a line. She didn't know he was the very man who had built the network she thought she controlled. Beneath his home was a secret few knew about: an underground command center, locked behind biometric scanners and reinforced steel doors. Nathan descended the steps into this high-tech sanctuary, monitors glowing softly in the dim light. Here, he monitored over 120 neighborhoods, including Ashridge Heights, running continuous checks on network health and security. He immediately launched a forensic scan, peeling back layers of data. The logs confirmed that Dee had used an outdated administrative override to disconnect his internet, fully aware that Elijah's ventilator was connected. This wasn't bureaucracy. It was calculated cruelty. But Nathan wasn't about to blow up in rage just yet. Instead, he quietly compiled evidence: security camera footage, recorded audio of Dee mocking residents, and internal HOA messages proving her deliberate sabotage. One chilling clip captured Dee's voice, cold and callous. "Rules are rules, even if it means some people don't wake up." The words echoed in Nathan's mind. Rather than rushing to public confrontation, Nathan chose a strategic approach. He initiated a series of passive network audits within Dee's jurisdiction, causing mysterious disruptions, lag spikes, and forced reauthentication loops that left the neighborhood's internet unstable and slow. Frustration simmered among residents, many unaware of the silent war unfolding beneath their digital lives. Word spread quickly, and soon a highly anticipated HOA board meeting was called. Nathan's longtime friend, Roman Delgado, a retired forensic auditor with a reputation for unshakable calm and a photographic memory, arrived to represent Nathan's case. Wearing a cap emblazoned with Wi-Fi is a right. Roman took the stage before a packed community center. Roman calmly laid out the evidence. He played footage of Dee pinning a violation notice on Nathan's door during the storm, smirking as the rain soaked the paper. The crowd gasped. Then came the audio: Dee's dismissive comments about Elijah's life-threatening condition. A hush fell. Roman's final blow was the revelation that Clearstream had reclassified Ashridge Heights as a conditional access zone due to repeated unauthorized overrides and sabotage. Internet fees were spiking by 38%, forcing residents to confront the consequences of D's reckless behavior unless reforms were enacted immediately. D, pale and defensive, tried to argue, but Roman produced a section of the HOA charter she had blatantly violated. She had no authority to make infrastructure decisions alone. The crowd turned hostile. Voices rose, demanding accountability. The vote was called. Quorum reached. D. Kincaid was ousted from her position, effective immediately. Her reign over the community's digital lifeline had ended. 2 weeks later, the neighborhood had a new board led by Alma Rivera, a retired emergency nurse respected for her compassion and integrity. Alma promptly banned all digital enforcement until comprehensive audits were complete, promising transparency and protection for vulnerable residents. To celebrate their victory and renewed community spirit, Ashridge Heights hosted a block party. Kids handed out cookies shaped like routers. Neighbors mingled with laughter and relief. Roman brought pastries from Nathan, along with a note. May your Wi-Fi be strong and your rules even stronger. From her home. Dee watched the celebration with a bitter gaze. Her power stripped away. Her authority reduced to whispers and a disconnected modem. She was now a cautionary tale. The local paper ran the headline, HOA Tyrant Cut Signal to Elderly Man ISP CEO Cut Her Power in Return. Dee's final desperate live stream, in which she claimed to be silenced by big tech, went viral, mocked widely online. One teen captioned the clip, "She said she wouldn't be silenced." The internet disagreed. In the end, the story wasn't just about a battle over bandwidth or HOA rules. It was a lesson in the fragility of power, the resilience of community, and the quiet strength of a man who built the very grid that saved lives. Nathan's final message to the neighborhood was clear: power is often unseen, but never truly absent. And sometimes, justice comes not from loud confrontation, but through the silence of a disconnected signal, reminding everyone that the strongest voices are those backed by truth and purpose.